Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. It's Tuesday, and we actually have a new trade paperback to talk about. It's the first volume of Boom Studios' WWE series, out today in bookstores. It's already been released in comic book shops, so if you haven't got there, you don't know what series is about, well, you can watch this video and find out. Now, for me, growing up for wrestling, I grew up in the heyday of Hulk Hogan, the Road Warriors, Randy Savage, Jake the Snake Roberts, Andre the Giant, and, kind of fell off in the later part of the 80s, and then again with my friends, bring me in to hang out as a group. We watched again in the WCW days of the late 90s, where, I got to enjoy the Four Horsemen and a little NWO action, but, I really haven't watched for, close to 20 years at this point, if not longer. So, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, these are names I have no idea about and really have no concept of who these characters are or really what they're like in the WWE. So it was interesting going in, reading this comic, basically a blank slate. Having watched wrestling, sure, I kind of knew the basics of it, but all these characters are folks that I know at all. So going through and reading this was actually pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. Boom Studios has knocked it out of the park here. Now, this was written by Dennis Hopeless, with art from Dan Mora and then Serge Acuña. It brings the issues 1 through 4 plus the Then Now Forever comic as well. Retails for $19.99. I have to say, I actually enjoyed this comic. It was a pretty solid read, entertaining, and I think it does a great job of, kind of wrapping up the entire WWE world in comic form. Now, what I really enjoy is basically the way Dennis Hopeless tells the story, in that he kind of gives us behind the scenes, gives us a lot of thought process. The story mainly focuses on Seth Rollins. Now, what I think is actually really impressive about that is basically we've got the heel being focused on in this first story arc. This is a character we're not really supposed to like. He betrays his friends, he's out for himself, yet somehow Hopeless actually makes him a likable character and one that we are drawn into to watch his journey. And there's something about WWE when it comes to bringing in the heel and making him a huge, got a huge following with the fans, basically. And Dennis Hopeless does a great job of doing that here in this comic. I wanted to hate the characters, but I kind of enjoyed them and was rooting for them at the end. There's a nice, solid arc laid out through this first trade. Now, what's also really interesting is that kind of the curtain is raised. There's a lot of discussion about what's good for the company and discussion of who's going to fight who. Now, it's not quite breaking kayfabe and all that stuff, if I've used that term correctly. Instead, it kind of plays it out like it is a drama with a bunch of action, and I think does a really good job. About the only problem with it is that, part of it, spoiler, Seth Rollins gets injured, and we don't spend enough time on his recovery. Instead, it's kind of dealt with pretty quick. But then again, how exciting would a comic be of watching someone in a wheelchair? There's a great mix of humor, there's a solid mix of action. Overall, I think it does a great job of capturing wrestling and putting it in a way that ties into what's going on on television really, really well. The art by Dan Mora and Serge Acuña, I think, is actually really good as well. I enjoyed the style. I liked the look of it all. The angles of the wrestling, I think, and the matches and various scenes, it's done in a entertaining way that kind of lays things out in a great way. Showing off some of the art here. I think we can show the first front page, or at least the first couple of pages. It's one of the things I also like about the story is that it takes you around with the various areas that they're at. It names the cities, it names the arenas, and you kind of feel like you're traveling with these characters around the country as they do their thing. As far as extras in this, we get covers, pretty much. Lots of covers, variants. So you get to see all the variants that were released, and there were some pretty neat ones out there. Kind of celebrating the wrestlers of today and yesteryear. Overall, I enjoy it. I think this was actually a really solid book. Not going to get me to go out and watch wrestling at all. However, reading the comic, especially in trade form, is entertaining. It had me kind of going back to that nostalgia of being able to watch people jumping off the top rope and pinning each other. So kudos to Boom and the team involved in this. As I said, you can get this now today, or you can get it at your comic book shop where it's already been released. Now, if you don't know where a comic book shop is near you, we got a link beneath this video. You can go there, put in your zip code, and it will tell you. Now, if you don't have a shop near you, we also have some links where you can order it online. They are affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage of that. But by doing that, you help support our site. I want to thank Boom Studios, who sent this and hooked us up with review copy. Thank you very much, and it's appreciated. Be able to do something like this. Overall recommendation is go get this. Like, I actually enjoy this. I'm not a modern wrestling fan, but I found myself enjoying the comic. It's a really good read. It's more of a sports thing than like a wrestling thing. If you just kind of enjoy sports stories as a whole, I think you're probably going to dig this. As always, thanks so much. Now, if you're into comics, if you're into, well, not so much wrestling, but if you're into comics, you should check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to get the 3 count and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.